The idiom "leave out in the cold" is a figurative expression used to describe a situation in which someone is deliberately excluded, ignored, or isolated from a group or activity. This phrase conveys a sense of abandonment or neglect, where an individual is left to fend for themselves without the support, consideration, or involvement of others. The origin of this idiom can be traced back to literal situations where people were left exposed to the harsh elements of cold weather without shelter or assistance. Imagine a scenario where a group of individuals is huddled together in a warm and cozy space, while one person is left outside in the frigid cold. In such a circumstance, the person left outside is physically isolated and without the warmth and protection that the others enjoy. In the figurative sense, being left out in the cold implies a similar sense of isolation and exclusion, albeit not necessarily related to the weather. It is often used to describe social, professional, or personal situations where someone is intentionally disregarded or marginalized. This exclusion can manifest in various ways, such as not being invited to a social event, not being included in important discussions or decisions, or being passed over for opportunities and recognition. The consequences of being left out in the cold can be emotionally and psychologically distressing. It can lead to feelings of loneliness, rejection, and frustration. In professional settings, it can hinder career advancement and collaboration, as those who are excluded may not have access to crucial information or networking opportunities. The phrase can also apply to broader societal contexts, where marginalized or disadvantaged groups are systematically excluded from resources, opportunities, or representation. In such cases, it underscores issues of inequality and social injustice. Addressing the situation of someone being left out in the cold often requires empathy, inclusivity, and open communication. Those in positions of authority or influence should be mindful of the potential consequences of their actions and decisions on others. Encouraging a culture of inclusivity and diversity can help prevent people from feeling excluded. In personal relationships, it's essential to communicate openly and honestly to address any feelings of neglect or exclusion. Often, misunderstandings or oversights can be resolved through dialogue and a willingness to consider others' perspectives. In conclusion, the idiom "leave out in the cold" paints a vivid picture of someone being excluded or isolated, much like being left in the freezing cold without warmth or protection. This figurative expression highlights the emotional and social consequences of exclusion and serves as a reminder of the importance of inclusivity, empathy, and open communication in both personal and professional interactions.